Welcome back, everybody. This is day 7 with our boy Grimm. We still had some issues with recording our videos, so we don't have a whole session. So we've decided to kind of show you here is how well he's been doing. For just the mundane stuff, cleaning his stall. Things we take for granted with horses. He's got to get used to a lot of different things. It's not just people, but all the objects and things that come with being around people. So I started bringing the bucket in, give him an opportunity to check it out, interact with it. And he's curious. There's definitely a curious soul in there. You can see him looking at it. What are you doing? What a good boy. People who aren't into horses, there's something very relaxing about cleaning stalls. Let your mind go. Think about a lot of different things. There's no use going fast. Just slow, steady. I think a lot of us have made significant life choices. The manure fork in our hand. This is how we start our day together. Try to go in quietly. No pressure. Just get him used to me coming and going, moving towards him, moving away, grabbing new things. It's the first time I raked up his stall. We have a large bag of hay for him, and he finished it off. So we had to get him a new one, so I just cleaned up the area. Oh, there you go, buddy. Good boy. I'm at the other end. There you go. Look at him as my back is turned. He uses that as an opportunity. Hey, what's in that bucket? He sure is a curious little guy. Really is a sweet guy. I feel bad for him for how scared he is. I see it as a big honor to try to help him through the things he's struggling with and rewrite the story that he currently has of what people are. Now that everything's all cleaned up, grab the whip. My thought here was I want to start preparing him for when I don't have the halter and lead line on him. I want to be able to approach him, make contact with him, and be able to eventually put the halter and the rope over him. Just get used to having interactions with me without me manipulating the rope. You know, sometimes if we have it in our hands, we tend to use it So if you just leave it on the ground, make your life a little bit more difficult. I think you end up getting a better result because of it. Oh, I read the line right over his head. Today ended up really being about trying to help him relax a little bit. The insecurities around his head. Showing him pressure. Releasing it when he lets go. Really insisting on having him keep his head on me, even if he feels like he needs to leave. There you go, good. Just straighten that hind end out behind him. He comes right to a stop. Here, I'll ask him to move. There you go, he's got it. It's really nice. With this longer whip, the string is longer, so when I throw it over his back, he feels that string underneath his belly, along his legs. And I'm really surprised at how well he actually handles all of it. I've worked with a lot of other horses that just these motions enough would send them scurrying. But our boy Grimm, he takes it in stride. He says, just don't bring it near my head, that's all. Every time I add something more difficult, in this case throwing the whip over his back and up around his head, I step down to something I had done before that was difficult earlier, which is just touching his neck, touching his back. So that becomes his reward, where before it was a big accomplishment to make contact. Try to mix it up, offering my arm. He wanted to leave again. He really does a great job of reconnecting with me pretty easily. was a good moment there. He was in the corner, and I asked him to move his hind end. It was a really difficult position, and he had the opportunity of leaving. The whole stall was open. I was standing in the corner. Really easy for him to walk away from me. But he stayed connected. Twisted. Gave him a big reward for that. He's definitely got it. Really is a good start to the day. It's still my hand that he's scared of. If it gets too close to him, you can see even just me moving it. Just trying to work through some of his resistances and find that spot that he's uncomfortable with. Slowly try to erase it. Ooh. Hopped up a little bit there. He did well with that. Good. There was a really nice moment. I asked him to do nothing. I swinging my arm, swinging the whip, and then just reached down, asked him to move his hind end, and he picked up on it really quickly. It's a hard concept for them to get. The moment you're asking for nothing, and then asking for something. It's important that we are really clear. Here it is again. Really nicely done. I offered my hand as a way to say good job. in the video we lost today. It's just the rest of my session. I spent a lot of time really working on trying to get him a little better with his head. At this point, I'm going to ask him to come towards me. Let me grab a shorter whip that we have. I'm just going to practice leading. Get him used to following me. It's difficult when you're scared of the creature in there with you. You can see the tension builds when he gets stuck. I'll just pop and keep at it. Encourage him when he does well. Try to show him the answer when he's stuck. You can watch. I'll lift the whip up behind my back, and that'll be the moment I ask him to go. And I'll click with my mouth. Give a little pause. It seemed like he wanted to explore me a little bit. Try not to make it too big a deal. These moments where he comes hot around the corner. You notice he keeps his head right on me though. It's not taking much effort. I'm not pulling the line. He's staying right with me. Always stay calm. You want to show him the right way to be. If we're loud and busy, it's not always the right approach to take. There's moments that you might need to be that way. For him, when he's scared, slow, quiet, as much as you can. Oh, that's much better. He's really understanding that. It's a really good visual of, you'd see moments where he's really good, he's understanding, and moments he struggles. Really fantastic steps towards me. You'd see him looking at you and letting go of some of that tension. I wanted to see my sunglasses. Probably wondering why I'm taking my eyes off. We really are some interesting creatures, aren't we? So what I notice is I'm working pretty close to his face. Sometimes my hand moving, it's kind of unexpected. That's when he shakes his head or he flinches. And it's not that anyone's has beat him or done anything negative to him. They're protective by nature. That's how they stay alive. Probably more unnatural for him to trust a stranger, but they're not going to hurt him. You got to deal with strings and lines, hands, and all sorts of unnatural things all over his body. I'll show you his sensitive face. Sweet guy's really trying here. I find myself really looking forward to my time with him. Really see the improvement that he's made. And I know we have a long way to go and lots to learn. But these first steps of understanding things, being able to know when he's done something right and when he's done something incorrectly, it's a really big deal. So this is where we end. Gets a little dramatic after this. Apologize. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.